It is a dream to document Africa's diverse food culture, but also to travel across the world extensively and also learn from other people's cultures. In that, we're aiming also to preserve this indigenous knowledge that we think is at the brink of extinction. So having this knowledge means that the future generations are able to tap into the rich history and information that will guide their identity. So having this $5 package on our Patreon account means that you are able for us to safeguard this dream that we have here at Magriza Made Me Cook. Feel free to follow the link in the description box below, and please support our work in documenting Africa's diverse food culture. Togos. My happy place is in the kitchen, and so I'm super excited. Back here at Gogo. Remember, I think in April last year we did a video with Gogo, where we spent the day with her and we went to Matobos. But today is a bit different. We're joined by Chef Angela, all the way from the United States of America. So we're going to have a cookout. I'm going to be doing my signature dishes, and she's also going to be teaching me some of her dishes from the USA. So apart from the meat, there is also, I'm going to prepare a dessert. You know I love umcaba. So umcaba is just a combination of sorghum, ground sorghum with amasi, cottage cheese, and I'm also going to have a topping of honey there. So that's the dessert. Then eguneng futhi sikupheka la. Sizapheka ibhobola, sizapheka ulude, sizapheka umbhida, ichomolia. Then also on the 3 grains. Just want to show to Chef Angela on the grains that we have here in Zimbabwe. We're going to prepare 3 types of isichwala, sadza. We're going to have one for finger millet, uPowo, uzwiyo. We're going to have a second one for pearl millet, inyawuti, munga. Then also going to have one for sorghum, amabele, mafunde. So we're going to have isichwala for 3 options. Then we're going to have the different types of servings on those plates. There's also got offals, intandele, tripe, and the intestines. Also, that's going to be one of the options there. But Betty, I'm just super excited, and you can see everyone is just running around in the kitchen, and we're just getting ready. And we're also going to be serving as we go. The dish is ready. We just put it. Someone can just come and taste and eat.
So hello everyone, Chef Angela Michelle from Culinary Kisses. I have the pleasure of being in the home of Kaya's Gogo. And not only that, we are joined by Magriza Made Me Cook. So we have a lot going on here, lots of different stations. He's working on a local grain. We have a goat that we cut up yesterday, which you'll see the footage for that. And what I'm doing right now is I'm preparing some chicken that I'm gonna do, basically American country fried chicken, but it's gonna be buttermilk. And I have a couple of ingredients here that I like to use when I'm doing fried chicken. So the first thing I'm gonna do is prepare my buttermilk soak. So we have full cream milk. I have lemon lime fresh out of the tree from Kaya's Gogo yard, and a bunch of other things: white pepper, black pepper, salt, turmeric, cumin, and a couple of herbs as well. So I already have some salt in the bowls, and the reason why I have 2 bowls is because some of the seasoning is gonna go in with the milk, and then some of the seasoning is gonna go onto the chicken once we fry it, okay? So it'll just kind of give that top coat, that top layer, that pop of fresh flavor when you bite into the crunchy chicken. Okay, so let's get started on our mix.
Hello everybody, we're so honored to be on Magriza's show. We are in Africa, the Busterian family, and we started in Uganda to celebrate our Sekuro Tane's 30th wedding anniversary, and now of course we're in Zimbabwe, living the life.
Enjoying time with family and just a different experience from the last time that we were here. So the last time that we were here was 2015, and we spent all the time in Zimbabwe, in Harare and Victoria Falls. And this time around, things have been a little bit different. We brought an addition, and my parents have since retired, and moved to Bulawayo. Special being here this time around.
No question. And as far as where we went this time around, we started in Uganda. We went to the source of the Nile. The source of the Nile was unbelievable. Just the sheer awe, power was truly unforgettable.
A place called Jinja.
Jinja. And then after Uganda, we came down to Zim. We're staying with her parents, of course, and we went to Great Zimbabwe. Saw the most magnificent sights I've witnessed in a really long time. That was stunning. And just Great Zimbabwe in general it's a place you should go out and see. Not enough people know about it.
Every Zimbabwean must go there and see that part of our heritage and be proud.
No doubt about it. And then today we have a huge feast. There was a goat slaughtered yesterday, which was an experience it'll leave an indelible imprint in my mind. And today we're eating the goat and just having this, to bring it all back, it's a sense of community which sticks out most in my mind. Since we've arrived here, everyone is so interdependent. Everyone leans on one another to get by. And it's really moving. I mean, that's a stark contrast to America, where everything is instant. We live in a microwave society. But here, things may move a little bit slower. But during that time, you're actually getting that face-to-face interaction with everyone and really getting to know everybody. So it just makes the overall experience that much more meaningful.
Mm-hmm. And it's much more meaningful when you have a young one and you want to show her, okay, these are your aunties, these are your sekurus, these are your extended family, which when we live in the United States, we're so separated from. So we're separated by distance from family ties, from cultural ties in a lot of ways. You can try and recreate it in your home, but you realize you're kind of like a seed floating on the water. And so coming back home into the soil to be grounded with your food, your people, your culture, and be able to share that with Lindiwe is very special.
Okay, so we have our spice mix. This is the lemon lime from Kaya's Gogo tree in her yard. And then here's our chicken. But first I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze some of this on here. So this is mimicking the buttermilk process. So you can buy buttermilk in a carton or you can make your own buttermilk. And all you need is a little bit of sour, which you can use with lemon, lime, or even vinegar will work for it as well. So we're just gonna squeeze this right on top of the chicken to help create our buttermilk effect. Okay, got all of that out of there. We're gonna use the whole fruit. Let's go ahead, this is very juicy. This is a good one to use. And this is gonna be our soak. We're gonna let this soak for at least an hour, but you could totally let this soak overnight. So yes, we have some scraps left over from when we made a pasta sauce a couple of nights ago. So we have red bell pepper, green bell pepper, onions, stems of basil, some leftover thyme, and we just put it into some water with a little bit of salt. And this is going to produce a vegetable broth after we strain it. We're gonna take that broth and we're gonna cook it in our collard greens for today. Now we're going in with the spices. Like I said, you can see the herbs in this one, so that's why we're using that for our milk. And it's gonna soak up all of this delicious flavor. Another thing that I like to do is, even though this is completely soaked out, I'll still put the fruit right in there with the milk and the chicken. And this process works for pork, it works for beef. This is not just for chicken. This process can be used with just about any type of meat that you want to cook. Like I said, we're gonna fry these babies up and they're gonna be absolutely delicious. Let me get the chicken from the bottom. Oh yeah, look at our wings. I forgot we had chicken wings down there. Let's go ahead and pull them up. There we go. So we're gonna let this sit and soak in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do this process again where we flip the meat over, let it sit for another 15 minutes, and then we'll be ready to fry our chicken. Let's flip.
So at home, second home in the States, you rely very much on convenient things, right? So we order our food online, Amazon.com, comes the next day, even the same day if you're lucky. You can order the food and go pick it up at Kroger and the same day or next day, which is a nice thing, but you wonder about the quality of the food sometimes, and whether it's organic, and there's many questions about that. Who can afford to shop at certain foods and buy simply organic food or whole foods? Can be very expensive. Whereas here, the food is whole. You feel like the food is already whole. And I mean, all you have to do is just walk out 100 feet from your house, and the average Zimbabwean, I would say, has food that they grow. So you grow what you eat, I think is a major difference between the American experience and the Zimbabwean experience. So that's a major difference.
Right, yeah, and just to piggyback on what she was talking about, yeah, and I spoke before about microwave society and everything being instant, but there's a certain value in the overall preparation of the food, the bonding, which everyone comes together. That's special. That's unique. And in America, like so oftentimes people will be eating alone or eating by themselves, not making it an experience for all to share. That in the long term is debilitating. Sometimes just for efficiency, it's important. Maybe you have something else to do. But in the long run, you want to break bread with family members, because really that's what life is all about, in connecting and sharing and just overall taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
So here I'm preparing is seswa. This is called seswa in Setswana, but in isiNdebele we call this isiswai. This cause when King Ziligas passed through present-day Pretoria, Rustenburg, where he met the Tswana people. That's why this dish was adapted, and we just corrupted the name from swai to isiswai to isiswai isiNdebele. So it's one of the things that I'm preparing for the second cookout that we're doing here with Chef Angelina. She's doing the American cuisine, I'm doing the African cuisine, specifically looking at Zimbabwean cuisine. But interestingly, also what I want to do with Magriza, or what we and the guys want to do on Magriza, is to expand and also learn other food cultures across the world, not only in Africa. So it's interesting. Also, it's my desire to also get to interview people who've explored the world, to interview people who've had taste of different food cultures around the world, to see importantly the similarities that we have from the African food perspective. As you can see in front of me here, this is why it's something that's so nice, something that you can actually prepare at home. And if you haven't subscribed to Magriza Migo, please do that. Turn on the bell notification and please be part of the family here as we document Africa's diverse food culture. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to add just a bit of olive oil, and I'm going to prepare something like a burger using isiswai.
But I think one of the things that makes me sad is that maybe still today in 2023, there's a perception that it's chaos and doom over here. Why would you want to go there? And for me, and why it was so critical for us to make this trip and for us to keep coming back and keep making these trips, is the connections we have here with our family, with my parents, with extended family, with the very earth under our feet. I know that sounds cliche, but it's not. For me, it's very grounding coming home, even if it's once every 5 years, because I see myself in a way that I don't see myself. As connected as I am with my friends whom I love in the States and in Canada, two places that I love as well, there's something about coming home that's grounding. And it's something that I want to make sure I pass on to my little one as well. And so for me, that's what this trip is about. In fact, tomorrow we want to kind of come full circle for Lindiwe and have her umbilical cord placed in the soil so that there's never any doubt for her, you know, that home is here. And I want her to have that conviction too.
So we're just finishing up here in the kitchen with Chef Angel. So I'll just leave her links to her work, Culinary Kisses. She's doing incredible work, incredible job in the US there. So just follow her work, Instagram, also on YouTube. But yeah, just rounding up here, and we've got cleaning to do. We only love to leave the kitchen in a clean state. So this is Magriza Made Me Cook. I'll catch you on the next one. Please subscribe. And also subscribe to Kaya's Gogo's channel. I'll leave also a link in the description box, and also Chef Angela also in the description box below. So thank you for watching Principal Mahlangi. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, keep the love, keep the wound. Oh, and do Melule. I don't know if he's visible, but he's the guy guy who did the okra, who did itelele. Shout out to him also, Elepovola. Shout out to him also. There's no words. He's a shy guy. But thank you. Till next time, keep the love.